All right. Welcome to Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. I am X7, your host of said podcast. Today we are going to be talking about, well, it is Shaolin Saturday or maybe martial arts movie matinee. I might be changing the name because sometimes Shaolin just this movie we're talking about today, Holy Flame of the Martial World, has nothing to do with Shaolin really. I'm not sure what it has to do with, but it's a lot of fun, even though it's a bit disjointed and there's a few too many characters. But before we get too much further into it, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Have you seen it? Let me know what you think of this movie. I think it was a reaction to Star Wars from the Shaw Brothers. It was released the same year Zoo, Warriors of the Magic Mountain was out, I believe. Don't hold me to that. It might have been the next year, but similar themes, different outcomes. It's shorter. So, having said all that, you ready? Let's roll. I am X7, your master of mystical and martial arts, as this movie is. This is a fantasy martial arts movie. I guess you could call it that. It was released on June 10th, 1983. I'm also writing a review for it for Blake Matthews' excellent martial arts movie Almanac, which you can purchase on Amazon. Uh, I'm rather late, but there were things that happened. Life goes on. So, Holy Flame of the Martial World. It stars a whole bunch of people that I don't know and a few I do. I mean, such as Jason Paipao, Philip Chung Fung Kwok, I believe, who are now older, so you don't really recognize them. But this is the end of the glory days of the Shaw Brothers, toward the very end. I don't think there's any outside sets used here. But anyway, directed by Lu Chin Koo. Slow the fudge down. So we start out with parents of of twin babies. I'm thinking running. They're running from a whole bunch of people. Seven masters of various sects: Shaolin, Wutong, uh, others, and these two are responsible. And I couldn't even tell you which ones they are. They have a whole bunch of names. There's a bunch of people in here. That's one of the small problems with it. And at 85, I think it's an all new story. I don't think it was based on anything. It's the reviews call it a hoot and lots of fun, and it really is. I'd have loved it as a kid. Probably would have enjoyed it in '83 if it had come out over here, but I didn't see it for years. It is dubbed in English. The copy I got was from um, the Internet Archive, where it was both subtitled in English with Mandarin and then dubbed in English. The voices are not the ones we're used to from the '70s. I mean, it's not a bad dub. I never complain about. Really, don't hardly ever complain about dubs. Gamera versus Zigra, notwithstanding. Also, Gamera versus Guiron, the Sandy Frank dub, notwithstanding. There's our villain, and the other villain. The woman takes the little girl. The boy goes with the phantom and his deadly echoes or ghostly laughter. Depending if you want to listen to the dub or watch these. I put the subtitles in here because I don't have to write things down. But there's some very funny bits in here. They know when to lighten it. It's well directed. It's well shot. Unlike Zoo, there is wire work. The camera is under cranked, but it doesn't have the what's now known as the MTV editing, the fast cuts to make everything go nuts. Even though that was done by Richard Donner in some Beatles movies way back in the '60s. So go figure. There's the baby, and these are the seven grandmasters looking for the holy flame. 18 years. Now we're 18 years in, and that's Wan Tiansu, our hero. He was played by Geez. Sui Quan Lao, who I don't have any idea who he is. And his master, I think that's Philip Kwok there, under makeup and everything. The ghostly laugh, they call it, but it's the deadly echoes in the dub. But he teaches them to help the oppressed and do right. So good for him. He's the good guy. These are the good guys. She now has a clan of women, and they punish. Um, and then this guy is also he's the monster's disciple. So he goes in. There's fight scenes. I can't show them to you. They're too blurry. I mean, sorry, but they're in league together to get the holy flame. And the trio is these three in the colors there. So they practice every day. Now, there's a lot of insinuation about what their practice is from their students, but they're in vats, a little bit like Fong Sayek was, hidden in the moon. So we're off to the moon cavern to get the holy flame. And he tells them, it's two scoundrels is what the subtitles use. These are not the greatest. I don't know who released the DVD off the top of my. Let me look here and see if I can find it. DVD, Shaw Brothers. No, that's the one from their Holy Flame. Come on. Is that the Shaw Brothers? Hide that there. Come back here. Golden Swallow. Somebody released it with the English dub, etc., and so on. It's passable. I mean, it's a good looking. I mean, it's not going to get any better unless it's out on Blu-ray, and really don't have any desire to watch this yet again. That's Snake Girl and her father, and our hero rescues them from these ghostal beasties with his magic sword and his spear and magic helmet. His spear and magic helmet. Hey, go back here. I don't want that. I need to go back to there. We go. So, yeah, they want to repay him by fixing him snake bladder and such. There's some unfortunate scenes with snakes getting abused, killed, really cut in half, such as life in Asia. Snake catcher Dao. Her last name is Dao. So they warned him not to go to the moon cave. And here is our other hero. Well, he's kind of a hero. He's the disciple of the monster. That's all he's named. But this is what happens when people get thrown in the water, then these spirits. So the effects here are pretty cool. They're animated, they're traditional animation here and there, and then practical effects. But they work really well. They're somebody called them silent film effects. But I mean, after Inframan, of course, you've got a lot of, they got really, whatever their animation department is, they did a great job. This and what's the other one I did? The one I keep confusing this with. And well, I'm drawing a blank, but I've reviewed it already. It's got Li Xiaoshu in it. That was in Danny Lee. In Inframan. Blake will know. Sue me. But he saves this buddy, so now he with his this egg as protection. And now they're inside. He's inside. That's our hero, Max Mock, I think he's called there. That's Yin Ten Chao. The dub calls him a little something different, but that's them. He fights giant characters, puts them on an I Ching, and that's what he says. The righteous will receive the creed, and he's righteous, so he gets the yang part of the holy flame, which is the red one, comes out, and they're friends. But unfortunately, Snake Dad is dead. He's been attacked, and off they go. The blood-sucking clan. And lots of practical effects, but they work really well. A lot of wire work in here. A lot of undercranked fighting and clanging of swords and things. Not a lot of pure martial arts. It's all right. It's a fantasy movie. It's not really a martial arts movie. It's a fantasy movie with martial arts. So this is what Star Wars would look like in the 90s and the O's with CGI stuff, people flying about like they did. Yoda flying about like bouncing around like a rubber ball, a green rubber ball, not a red rubber ball. But cool effects still. I mean, it's decent. They're stuntmen. I don't know how these if these actors were trained. They do a good job, and their stuntmen do a great job, along with the stuntmen that are the women. But see a lot of practical effects here. Fire, fire, fire. The corpse kill him. Corpse turns on him. The blood sucking clan. They try to hurt him, but it doesn't happen until finally the holy flame is released and it makes him melt. So now they have to tell Snake Girl her dad is dead. She has a name, and I there's just so many of them, and I'm sorry, she's Snake Girl. So she's burning the money so he can get to hell properly, or whatever Chinese hell it is. The 8 clans are after him, so he takes him back. I don't actually remember what this was. Golden Snake Boy is performed by uh, Shu Wen, who is a woman. I mean, you can tell it's a woman, and it even kind of surprises the women she's fighting. They're like, he's a boy, but this happens all. This used to happen a lot. I mean, look at the Peach Kid, Peach Pit Kid. I don't know, Blake. Tell me what it is. So she, likes snakes too. Don't spoil it. She gets bit. I don't know if it's bit. See, this is the snake head. They sliced it in half, which is annoying to me. But she gets a super secret power from it. And, they have another fight here. Really well done. I mean, the fights are fun. So, and it goes by 85 minutes is a quick time. When you think that Star Wars was 119 minutes long originally before George Lucas did up. George Lucas changed it 18 times, probably. I don't know. He's probably still changing it. But again, I mean, these practical effects work really well. I mean, now to today's eyes, kids probably be like, "Oh, it's so fake." They don't deserve movies like this. He's trying to master the deadly echoes, but can't. She finds out she can zing people with her snake finger. Also, the name of a good band, I believe. And she's injured, so she takes this other woman who is, we all know that it's his sister, and she's going to help. And then they find out Miss Dao has power. Yeah, Erming Jinji, Jin Yin is the villain, and yeah, the master figures out what's going on. The snake bladders blood, and now she's super powerful. I just like this picture where she accidentally zings the master, and this student laughs at him because it's rare you get to do that to your teacher. Disciples of the Phantom, and he's known as the Phantom, not the ghost who walks, though. I guess his name's not Walker Kit. The Yang Holy Flame, dun dun dun. I just like this quote too. There's the Yin Holy Flame, so there's 2 holy flames. These swords don't look anything realistic, but it's what they represent. She wants to know how she came by it, and the master just lies to her about who killed her parents. Invincible legs. So that we got a training montage, just a short one. This isn't Lau Kar Lung's movies, or even the later Chong Che movies with training sequences. I was going to review Crippled Hero or Crippled Masters. Geez, I don't remember the name of it, but I decided this one because I need to finish that review. Blake, it's on its way. Promise. Blood of a Virgin. And it can be a boy virgin or a girl virgin. No, the Monster Squad did not think of that. See, I just love these animated effects. They're just so much fun because you could do so much with them. I mean, she's mastering her snake finger shot. And she also gets to learn how to fly. Because everyone does. The 7 old guys show up. He called her a smelly wench, which is going to piss off pretty much any person when you call them that. There's all 7 of them. They don't last long. Mei is the name of the school, of course. And they fight. And the Shaolin monk says, "We'll really beat you up." He can't be much of a Shaolin monk because you'll see what happens to him. But the monster steals the Yin holy flame. Yeah, but she tells him the real story, how she betrayed fed her student a lie. Yeah, because play brother against sister. I just love these, just even the light effects. Look, that was long before What's His Guts did lens flares constantly in all of his movies. J.J. Abrams. Oh man, yeah, let's poke through him. Oh man, I'm done. Sometimes the subtitles are hilarious. And then she's supposed to kill Snake Girl, but doesn't. And so now she throws Snake Girl over the cliff, but the monster and his disciple save her to use her as blackmail. And now, you know, this is the guy that she tells him that I forget what this guy's name is now. So the inversion. So they both have the same sword right there. I mean, come on. When your master calls you that, you're done. You're quitting. You're out. She and the monster join forces. They injure the teacher. And look for, and the sister goes and looks for Vector and has a fight with these two. And Snake Girl says, "No, look, 7 grandmasters have been killed, and your master's lying to you about who killed your parents. She did it." So off they go. We're head to the denouement here. The big fight. This is a little bit out of Five Deadly Venom, so I just kept that. The gecko. Yeah, God, I just love practice. I just love these effects. CGI just kind of bleh. Not that the effects are bad, but everyone says, "Oh, the effects are so great." Well, they should be great. They pay a lot of money to do those. This is not done on a lot of money, I'll tell you what. Dan Feng is the name of the sister. The Holy Flame. They have a plan. They use a new special technique that just it turns her into dust and bones and blood. More zaps. And it blows that one up because they let her steal it. I don't think we see Snake Boy the rest of the time here. So now the final duel when they turn 18. Lots of explosions and practical effects. Just zooming around, and you can hide things with animation and in the dark. So they combine forces. There's steam coming out of them. She's silver, he's gold. The Trinity, Pazap. Uh-oh. And unfortunately, Master Duan gets smacked. Scoundrels. Once again, scoundrels. They embiggen their swords, drop them on the bad guys, and smoke them out. And he thinks he's dying, but the master says, "No, you'll be fine." And that's it. They're going to hold us in the feast at the Alps. Now, they're not in the Alps. They're still in Asia. I don't know why they called it that, but really, does it matter? So that's what's left of our villains. They fly off on their embiggened swords, say "see you later" to the audience, goodbye, and that is the end. It's a fun movie. I don't need to watch it again for quite a while. I'm glad to know that it's there. Tomorrow, you'll see the trailer here. We are going to be reviewing Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, which I'm looking forward to because I don't know that I've seen it. But until then, my fellow agents, until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off and phasing out. I'll be seeing you.
No coffin could ever hold him. No door could ever bar his way. He is back from the dead.
Count Dracula is alive.
Dracula has risen from the grave. Dracula, the most fearsome name in any language. The most feared being ever to haunt the living.
is a girl.
Maria?
Bring her to me. During the hours of darkness, she must never be left alone. Bring her to me!
Christopher Lee, Rupert Davis, Veronica Carlson, Hammer's new star discovery, Dracula's most beautiful victim. Dracula has risen from the grave. To resist him is useless. To rise against him is futile. To know him is eternal damnation. Dracula has risen from the grave.